Now, if you feel like you need a glass of wine after that, here you go. 2020 saw an 81% drop in tourism here in Israel, causing the Israeli economy to lose billions of dollars. But now that individual vaccinated tourists are finally being allowed back into the country, wineries are finding new ways to bring visitors back. Sami Israel has the story, and it looks delicious.
The skies have finally reopened, and Israel is welcoming tourists back with open arms and a glass of wine. Israel's Ministry of Tourism is enticing travelers back by capitalizing on the nation's ancient asset of winemaking. Once sidelined to the kosher section of the supermarket, Israeli wines are proving themselves worthy amongst the world's highest quality wines.
Israel has been slowly building its reputation as a wine capital of the world. There are 350 wineries in Israel.
And its wine exports amount to over $50 million a year. The potential for winemaking in Israel is virtually limitless, with a diverse climate ideal for a variety of wines.
In the north of Israel, we have completely European climate, and then in the middle of Israel, we have this Toscan or South Italian climate, and then we have the desert. On the span of 200 kilometers, we can have lots of different types of grapes.
While Israeli wine has only recently found its way to the world stage, winemaking has been practiced in Israel for centuries.
Looking back, it's really easy to see the history of what's going on here. A history of more than 3,000 years of wine production. A whole lot of history has a very, very deep roots, and the whole region of the Judean hills is a part of the Near East. It's a part of the Mediterranean Sea, and it knows how to grow grapes.
The region's history is deeply embedded in its wine production, but there are also those who have incorporated foreign influences.
We are the only winery in Israel that uses clay vessels for fermentation of wine, and we are combining the technology, the ancient technology of winemaking that is still until today used in Georgia, and we brought it here.
But being the startup nation, Israel is not satisfied solely with keeping tradition. There are a variety of wineries adapting to changing trends and the varied palates of the modern era.
It's a new world winery in an old world terroir, and it's a vegan winery. We just do not add anything from animals in order to produce the wine.
To showcase the diverse beauty of Israel's wine country, the Tourism Ministry has put together a boutique wineries tour as a pilot program for a larger plan to map out an extensive wine route in Israel.
Today we're only in a small piece of the country which named Judea and Gaza region, and then we're going to take them to explore the whole country. And in the last years we saw that the Chinese like our wines, the Japanese started to buy wines, and today even Dubai. We have small borders as small ambassadors all over the world. Then people will say, okay, that's a good wine. Then if it's a good wine, maybe we will follow it to his region. And if we will come to the region, then we have a great wine tourism here.
Israel's wines are both rich in history and flavor. Its potential as a hub for wine connoisseurs is as potent as the layered aroma of wine and cheese. Israel is so close to achieving this goal, you can almost taste it.